Cosmo Lane.
Hammond Report. Yeah, this is Jon Hammond. Checking in on May 2nd, 2020 with the Hammond Report from Pandemic Quarantino. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I had a few complaints about my audio on the last one. Everybody said I had too much reverb and they couldn't hear me under the music. But anyway, that's my music. I wrote them and I played them. And this tune's called Cosmo Lane off my second album, Hammond's Bolero. Yeah, I want to tell you a couple of little stories, and everything's okay here. I did about 9,300 steps on the late night health walking out there last night. And I heard from my friend Nils Gessinger in Hamburg. I want to wish him a speedy recovery. He had an injury on his super slick motorcycle, and thankfully his hands are okay, and so is his head, but his foot has to heal up, and he's still able to play, and he'll be back on the gig in June. He told me the theater will be opening back up. You know, folks, I went to Berklee College of Music back in the 70s, and since then I have had some very odd gigs. In fact, I'm writing a book called Weird Gigs I Have Played by Jon Hammond. Well, I decided to go back to Boston and visit my piano teacher, Tony Germain, a little while ago. So I took the megabus there, and it had been 40 years since I sat down with Tony. And Tony's still teaching piano there. He has a Steinway grand piano in his office, and it was really great to see him. And we had a lot of things to talk about since I first sat down at the piano with him. I dropped out of school after a year and was playing organ 7 nights a week in Boston's Combat Zone. I was the house organist at the world-famous 2 O'Clock Lounge on Washington Street, downtown in the Combat Zone. And then after a couple of years of that, the mobbed up clubs decided to replace the live music with jukeboxes. So actually that was a kind of a joyous occasion, because once you're locked into that gig, you can't leave that gig, you know. They give you an offer you can't refuse, if you know what I mean. So after that, I managed to get this one gig out in Revere at the beach. Very strange club called the Caravan, out by the dog track on the Rotary out there in Revere, Massachusetts. And so I went back and saw the Caravan Club, and now it's just a parking lot. But it was run by a very colorful character named Rocky. And I remember the doorman, he had one of those names you'll never forget. It was Joe the Milkman. Yeah, that was quite some scene. And after that, I hooked up with Lou Colombo and ended up playing for 2.5 years in Cape Cod, Massachusetts at the Wychmere Harbor Club. Well, I hope everybody's feeling okay out there, keeping their chin up during this pandemic quarantine time. Make sure you cover up when you go out in public. Don't infect anybody and don't get infected. This is Jon Hammond, the organ player, not the singer. The fingers of the singers, everybody. Here's one of my tunes. Cosmo Lane. Yeah. Everybody have a great day out there. Oh yeah, I wanted to say, I was thinking about Wally Gator, the great drummer that left us too soon. Wally told me this was one of his favorite tunes on this album. So thank you, Wally. We're thinking of you. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye now.